Welcome to Tribal Council, and all three of us are here today. How's it going, guys?
Going well. Happy Halloween, everyone.
I know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was wondering if we're going to get anyone in the chat because, we do this live now. So anyone can, if you subscribe to us, subscribe to Crazy Hank TV. You can watch us live. It's always entertaining. You never know what JP is going to do. And or Buttercup, as his name is today. But I thought we had another interesting episode of Survivor.
Yep.
This has been a good season.
This episode was like that. The episode of whatever your favorite comedy show is tonight on a very special.
Very special. Level. It was very special.
And without Applebee's. So it was excellent without Applebee's.
No, it wasn't.
That's really saying something.
Now, I recorded last night with Jay and Colleen said she'd put it in the top 10 episodes of all time.
Oh, wow.
Really?
She might not be wrong.
Yeah, Jay and I didn't really agree with her, but that's okay.
Uh-oh.
Have to let the cat out.
Someone left for Applebee's.
Sorry, I had to let the cat out. He was scratching at the door.
We have that problem with Dancing with the Stars, Cindy and I. Cat is a pain in the
room. In the room, out of the room. Make up your mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I thought it was a great episode. At the end, we'll all pick our MVP of the night. I wonder if we all have the same one. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I'm just loving this season. I can't complain because I think maybe because they're all playing the game. Maybe that's what it is.
Anybody who just really isn't trying in some way. Well, maybe one. Maybe one.
We didn't see if we're thinking of the same person. We didn't see a lot of her today.
No, they had a bigger fish to fry.
I guess. Anyway, we start out with Nora wants to get rid of Jamal or Jack. So
no. Nora wants to kill Jamal.
That is true. I forget. Yeah, I was trying to kill him. Not keeping it under wraps. But if you're on the bottom, and we've talked about Nora quite a bit. If you're on the bottom and you've had issues with people, shouldn't you just fly under the radar and say, okay, I'm going to lay low and not be so aggressive at gameplay?
Sure, but that would be a normal thinking brain. This is someone who's not self-aware at all. Yeah,
because I was just like, Nora, no, she's kind of growing on me, I guess.
Yeah.
It's almost like you want her to go further because she's good TV, and you never know what she's going to say or do. And and she's one of those people. She's good at challenges.
Mm-hmm.
She is good at the challenges, so you don't really want to if she's on my team, you kind of put up with her.
She might be the perfect kind of player, right? Because she is good in the challenges, so you want to keep her around for that reason. She's not going to hurt the team,
right?
But at the same time, nobody really likes her, so you can go like, we can easily cut her out of something. She ain't beating me,
right?
She's got like that little crazy aspect where you want to just keep her around because nobody's going to vote for her,
right?
But I know we've said this before. Could she, if she got to the final three with two other people, could she win? If she got there with Karishma,
I don't think so.
And I'm trying to think of someone else. Karishma and
someone equally sucky.
There's got to be someone else. I'm just drawing a blank on. But could she win this game?
If it was her, Karishma, and after today, Jack, probably.
I disagree. I still think Karishma might, well, maybe not. I was going to say, I think she might be able to give the best argument. Or I don't know, Jack seems like he's not the dumb kid.
No, he's not a dumb kid.
So we got a little bit more from him tonight. So you get him a little bit more of his personality. And so I think he's pretty smart. He seems pretty aware, but just
smart is in the name. I mean, it's
right.
What are you gonna do?
Okay,
they can do anything. Jacks are like Supermen.
They are. Dean, but then Dean, because Nora was talking to Dean about it, And then Dean goes to talk to Jamal. I think she's crazy.
Yeah, which I thought was awesome because he's just met this woman, right? So they've been together, but he already's got her pegged. Oh yeah, she's crazy.
Now, if you're on the show, do you worry about things you've said? And people watch, like I said, Nora's watching this probably for the first time, and she's, she hears, oh, Dean thinks I'm crazy, and of course Jamal goes, oh yeah, she's nuts. I mean, is that uncomfortable? I don't like talking bad about people,
right?
But we all do it. But this is different. You're talking bad about someone, and everybody knows you said it.
Well, and you know that they're going to see it at some point,
right?
Right. She's got about a year since they filmed this, and she doesn't know how it's going to be edited.
Right.
Here we are a year. We're all best friends on Twitter.
Well, it'd be great to see it at the reunion show, but we know that's not going to happen, right?
No, the reunion show's terrible now.
So,
I always cringe when someone does that, because me personally, I'd be like, oh God, I feel so bad. Unless I really don't like you, then I don't care.
I even think about this when I watch Big Brother. I think, okay, so people are out who are not on the jury. They should let them watch right away, get caught up to where they were so they could see what they didn't see. And then, like you've said a million times, Jack, maybe do like a little 5-minute interview with them and to see what they thought, what their takeaways were, what they were most surprised.
Right.
That they had no clue. Because I think that'd be super interesting.
There's so much they could do on the CBS app that I pay for. That's how I watch it. That you could, behind the scenes stuff, this different stuff that they could, but they, if you really want to sell it, I think a lot of, Survivor geeks, but Big Brother geeks, Amazing Race geeks.
I think it might pull in some of those people who maybe have been a fan and watch it, but are kind of bored. Maybe don't,
right.
It's like not a primary show for them. It's like a secondary show, if they could add some more flavor like that in. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, but I've been going about this for a while, but it is what it is.
I was going to say, I was actually growing bored of Survivor. There was a little while where it was on, but I wasn't paying attention, and there were a couple seasons I didn't even finish.
Well, they had
I'm not trying to be funny, but there was a certain, the podcast that I found that just got me back into listening to it. So, I mean, I do think if there was some additional material, things like you're describing to watch, I would I'd be watching it just to see what the reactions were going to be on, on CBS All Access, for example, later on that week.
Well, I think they got into where they got people that just were there for their 15 minutes of fame. They weren't there to really win it.
Right.
I mean, the people that said, "Oh, I didn't realize this was tough. I'm quitting." Well, then you've never really watched the show. I mean, how could you not know it's going to be tougher than you think? But so and the pretty people that are just there to try and boost their career.
Do you think that has something? Do you think that's the fault of casting then?
Oh, it is definitely the fault of casting.
Yeah, I agree. They did a couple. There was a couple seasons that they started getting like that in Big Brother too. And it's like, if you're not pulling in authentic people that the viewers can relate to and cheer for and feel for, then they're going to get bored. Nobody wants to watch a bunch of Barbie dolls. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? It gets boring.
Right.
Well, yeah, you'd watch, but you're not going to listen to what they're saying.
And again, if I'm not saying someone good looking can't in the show, but if you're good looking and playing the game,
right? That's a cat. But yeah, but I agree. I think it's casting.
Yeah.
And people on it happened on Big Brother. I was talking about it with my family who are huge Big Brother fans, and they were saying that there are people on there that had never watched the show before. They were literally in a bar, and somebody walked up to them and said, "Hey, you know what?" And they when they auditioned for Survivor and Big Brother. They cast together.
Right. And well, I know that happens with The Amazing Race too. Is that they get pulled into this? I think it was Rob Cesarino. He applied for The Amazing Race. Was it?
Was it?
I think that sounds familiar.
I think, and he went and he got Survivor. I could be wrong. I could be wrong though about that because he was early on.
People are auditioning. What about the people who don't even want to be on it, but they're approached because they have a look?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, I don't care if they're brought in because they're interesting. Like I said, I applied 6 times, and never even got a call back. So I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
Times?
6 times I applied.
With the same video?
No, different video each time.
Really?
A lot of mileage on the
I wanna
Zamboni.
see the other ones. Wait a minute.
Well, actually, if you watch the videos, everyone says the same thing. You're too stiff. I tried to make it too perfect. I was too, instead of being loosey goosey, I was kind of.
You think it'd be different now?
Do what?
You think it'd be different now?
I think I could probably do a better job now, but I probably couldn't go on the show now because my back's so messed up.
Right,
It was
your
so
back,
old.
they'd have to roll you off the beach.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't sleep on bamboo. I'd be like, anyway.
You couldn't even do the Nora yoga.
I did get a call one time though. It's funny. I got a call, and I know it was a 310 area code. And I got this call. I said, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" And I said hello, and they go, "Yeah, this is such and such. We want to know if you want to subscribe to Girls Gone Wild."
Oh, I got that call.
I go,
That's your number.
I go.
They got your
"What?"
number, all right.
I go, "What?" I go, "No." And I said, "Don't ever call me again." I hung up. Then I'm thinking later on, I go, maybe that was just them trying to
That was a test.
And I failed the test.
Oh,
One semester when I was away for college, when I came home for a holiday or something, my mother was stacking up all these packages in my room, and I opened them up, and there were all these Girls Gone Wild VHS tapes that I never ordered. Nobody ever called me. They just started showing up.
So you had to watch them to investigate.
jeez, Louise.
Yes, they were in investigation purposes only.
And your mom's like, JP, what are you doing in there?
Can't talk now.
Tell me, Mom.
Can't talk now, Mom.
Don't bug me, Mom. Anyway, back to Survivor.
Sorry. Totally derailed.
So Dean tells Jamal about the plan, Nora, and so Nora's plan's not working, at least now. But Aaron is willing to flip. He lets it known that he's willing to flip.
He's dead to me. He's a dirtbag.
Even with his cool socks.
Oh, that's right. No, it's Tommy that has the cool socks.
No,
With
it's
his-
Aaron. Aaron, it's Aaron.
Aaron had a full stop.
All right, never mind. No, maybe a little bit. No, he's still dumb. But anyway,
Then that kind of shock. I mean, at least I get that if it's 4-4, you have to have. I don't mind him playing to say, hey, playing both sides at that point because you want to make sure that you continue further in the game. I thought it was a good move at that point. We'll talk about later on if that was a good.
Yeah, definitely.
for sure.
The reward challenge is for chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys like this challenge? Was it fun?
I want to know if those were the chickens whose members of the family wound up at Applebee's. The buffalo wings.
Well, they got 4. Do they usually get 4?
It's a rooster. Isn't there usually a rooster and 3
Yeah,
chickens?
one, yeah,
Oh,
one
I always thought it was
three
just
hens.
3. I thought it was always just 3 because they would always inevitably one would always get eaten, and I always thought they kept 2. But
And I got to be honest with you. I've always said, I eat chicken, I eat meat. I can't be the one to kill it. I couldn't kill the chicken.
I couldn't kill it or watch it being killed.
No.
it's not fun to clean one either.
No, but again, I'm kind of a hypocrite because if they brought it over, I'd eat it.
Oh, sure.
But I wouldn't. I can't cut this chicken's neck. It's going to squirm around for a while. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Sad.
No, and I'm
Oh,
glad
somebody would,
I
though.
don't show it either.
You would need a lot of motivation of hunger, a lot of hunger. Just really, I think it probably messes with your head and makes you do things you wouldn't normally do. Don't you think?
I would think
The
so.
longer
But
you
maybe-
go without the creature comforts, nice bed.
Well, I have to do a fast until about 12:30 tomorrow, so I'll let you know how crazy I am. If
Okay,
I
so I don't think you'll get to chicken killing crazy by tomorrow.
you never know.
It is Halloween, so
might go down to KFC and order a bucket of chicken. Right?
I don't like KFC. I'm more of a Popeyes or Roy Rogers if I can find one.
Dan works for KFC.
I do.
Serial killer. Dan.
And that's part of the reason I'm not
I'm not saying I don't like KFC. KFC has those amazing bowls.
That was my first job, KFC.
Really?
Yeah, first job. It was the hardest I ever worked in my life.
And you came out of there feeling like you were drenched in grease, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, my cousin was that's what she said.
I had a Gran Torino at the time, the Starsky and Hutch Gran Torino, except it didn't look like Starsky and Hutch. And we didn't have to wear seatbelts back then. That's how old I am. And I'd be so covered with grease, and my seats were vinyl, that when I would turn, I would slide this way, slide that way, and go back and forth.
Were never going to crack in the heat. They were so lubricated.
Yeah, it was like I'd come home and just have to take a shower. Like my hair was, I had hair. It was long, and I just had to. It just take me forever to. Parents, why are you taking such a long shower? I go, the grease is in my. It's all over me.
I'm wild. Sorry.
So go outside and hose yourself off. But that was my fun at KFC. But we find out that Elaine gets sent to Island of the Idols, and she doesn't want to go. She cracks me up. She makes Jeff laugh too. I love Elaine.
There's something about her. She's definitely got some chutzpah. You know what I mean? She's
genuine. I would hate to find out that this is all an act.
It can't be. It can't be.
What was the expression that she used? The busted can of a biscuit.
Yeah, I know I look like a busted can of biscuit.
I've never heard that in my life.
But if you look at it,
because they show her standing there in her swimsuit, and she's got all the muffin top here and extra skin there, which is fine. We love Elaine. We love her just how she is, and she loves herself too. So that's awesome.
But if you bust a can of biscuits,
yeah, when it starts
that's what it looks like. And I said, oh my God, she is amazing.
She's the opposite of Nora. She's totally self-aware.
Right.
Yeah. I learned something today.
I did want to say that Dan was a Steffi Graf of this challenge. And I don't know if you guys remember Steffi Graf, tennis player. She'd always grunt when she hit the ball. Dan, every time he threw the sandbag, oh!
Yeah. Oh! Yeah.
I go, oh my God. I go, he's Steffi Graf. And I go, I know a lot of the younger people listening to this are going, who the hell is Steffi Graf?
Yeah.
Look it up. She always grunted when she'd go, oh! And there was a thing where people were complaining.
Yeah.
When they were playing against her, that she was grunting too loud and was distracting him. And she got stabbed eventually. So.
Oh my God! I remember.
Story though. That is. She did. You're right.
She got stabbed. Not that it was her fault.
Somebody, crazed fan, or.
It was in France, I think, wasn't it?
Not really a fan, I guess. Was it the fan of the other person she was playing? Ran right onto the court, stabbed her.
Stop grunting!
She didn't die. It was shocking because it was all on camera and everything. Anyway.
But Vokai wins. They win the challenge. They get the chickens, and they're all happy. I do like when Elaine she meets Rob and Sandra. And she goes to Rob, and she's geeking out, but she's not geeking out in a way like she wasn't like in awe of them. Was she?
All right. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. She was the boss of Rob. How about my hat?
Yeah. He liked it.
I think she's just she was having one of those moments, when I do like these celebrity meet and greets that I go to, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I've got 30 seconds with this person, and I'm talking really fast. I'm throwing out what probably just comes across as a lot of gibberish facts or something.
Like normal.
and thanks. And that's that's probably what was going through her mind, that she didn't know how quick it was going to be, or she's just taken aback by who these people are.
Well, one of the first thoughts I had while she was there, I thought, oh, she's probably thinking, wait, have all the people who've been coming over here been seeing Rob and Sandra?
Yeah, because because I know Lauren later on accuses her of not being very smart or strategic.
Oh, she's so smart.
They are underestimating her. She is smart. She's very strategic, and she knows what's going on. She's not stupid.
I'm going to say it right now. She is the nice Sandra.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's a good call.
There's a lot of comparisons between her and Sandra, just kind of how they kind of play under the radar, and they kind of no one really knew that they were so in it. But she's more like, she's not as abrasive.
No. Sandra is very matter of fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like every week I just like her more and more. I hope she wins.
Yeah, I do too.
I just hope she wins. I mean, it's one of those things where she shouldn't win. I mean, eventually they should vote her out because they all say it. They always say it. We can't go to the finals.
Well, they said it the first episode.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that now they kind of talk themselves out of it. And oh yeah.
But I think it was even Aaron said, yeah, you got to get Elaine out because I can't beat her. And you go, well, is this going to be one of those people that they keep saying, okay, we can get her out here, we can get her out here, get her out here, and she gets to the finals?
I guess it depends on how many of her original team members stick around after the merge, because the other team might not recognize that yet in her.
Right. Like I said, I hope she wins. I love her, but she doesn't even wait for the salt to. Rob's explaining it to her, and there's a bottle of salt in it, and Sandra pulls the cork, and you have to decide. I'm in. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Another situation where I would have loved to have seen, knowing what her challenge was.
Well, it sounded like you was at least going to lay out what was at stake, because she didn't even care what she was going to get, what was at stake.
But I asked this: if she would have known that she could lose a vote, would she have? Because it was 4-4.
Yeah, she probably would have. Yeah, you're right. It probably worked in her benefit, because she would have probably psyched herself out then and been like, oh, I can't.
Because I'll be honest with you, if that's the case, I'm like going, I can't lose my vote.
Yeah.
Because I could go home.
Unless what he told her was, but if you get the advantage, it's for a block a vote, right?
Yeah. We're right. But still, you're like going, okay, I still have to get the reward. I still have to get it. It's not handed to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a risk.
Oh, for sure.
Because if she doesn't get it, she goes home. Because she had 3 votes.
Do you think that's just her gut? She just plays by her gut?
Well, she said she does that. She just plays, she said she's not there to win $1 million. She does it. She's great. She's doing it more for the experience, I don't know how at some point you have to start thinking, okay, I can win $1 million.
That might be kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, she said it would be nice, but I was wondering if she had heard the whole thing, would she have still said, yeah, I'm doing it?
Well, I guess you look at it like this. So you lose your vote and you end up being your tribe 3 and the other tribe 4. Well, one of you could be gone. But if you maintain your vote and don't take the advantage, you're still 4-4, and one of you could still be gone.
Right.
So the only way to ensure that the 4 of you are safe is if you go for the advantage. So if she knew about what the actual advantage was, maybe she'd try and risk it.
Plus, we don't know how long she could. It was 2 tribals. We don't know how long it was good for, because we never got it all explained to us.
Right.
Because if they win immunity, they don't go to tribal.
True.
So there's that whole thing that they could have had a clean sweep until they got to the merge.
Yeah.
And it never would have been used. But
yeah.
She made the right choice.
Yeah, it's super cool advantage.
But she did tell Elizabeth about because they've both been to.
Elizabeth went right up to her and said, "Do you see Rob and Sandra?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Would you have told Missy and Aaron about? Would you have told them, look, hey, I can steal their vote if I get the reward, but it's underneath one of the tables. I need your help. I can steal their vote. I'll show you I'll show you exactly what it is afterwards. Because she did tell Elizabeth, but would have been better to tell
Elizabeth. Was already going to know. I think if she does that, then she puts a finger on Elizabeth too, because Elizabeth has been there. So maybe you don't do it because of that.
But they've all come back and said, well, if I got this, I got that, I got this.
Yeah. Or does she just not trust Aaron? Because they didn't tell him.
He's the only person at this point I wouldn't trust.
Yeah.
Missy, I probably would have said something to. But with her position in the game, it really wouldn't have mattered. She was all the way at the end retrieving the balls, I think, right? She wasn't. Or was it the whole?
She was helping carry.
Was it part of? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the whole team was carrying the cage.
Okay, I thought 2 people were waiting at the end to retrieve.
There was a little bit there where she wasn't carrying it, but they didn't seem to notice. So
okay.
Yeah. But anyway, then we move on to there was a learning experience in this one. Jack jokes to Jamal about his do-rag.
Oh gosh!
And I'm like going. I mean, I don't think I've ever used the term do-rag. I don't think I've ever said it.
Yeah.
But he's joking. I mean, obviously they have a relationship, but I really liked how it was handled because Jamal didn't go ballistic on him. He just said, look, hey, if you want to talk about this.
Let me explain why.
Why?
And he explained to the people too. He did in his confessional. He explained exactly why.
Right.
And they handled it really well.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you go, okay, yeah, I wouldn't have thought about. I mean, like I said, I don't ever think I've ever said it because I'm older, but it just, one of those things. But but there are things you say and you go, well, I didn't know that was wrong. There's so many things now that come out that are not right anymore.
He said it. He knew he'd. Oh.
Yeah, and yeah, he did. He knew he screwed up.
And then you're just crushed. You're like, I can't even. What am I? Yeah.
I think the way Jamal handled it, though, that was, rather than, I know in a lot of instances when something like that happens, people will make a bigger deal about it to kind of shame the person who did it.
Yes.
Where Jamal,
instead of educating them, right?
They're like, I like that Jamal just said, I'm good. Just give me my space. And I don't, obviously that later on that night, it looked like they were sitting there, they were talking. It was a very mature way to handle it.
Well, and before it even happened, the way they'd edited the whole part was showing Jamal around camp, and he's showing them African dances, and he's making a drum, and he's sharing things that he knows with them and kind of entertaining them. And he kept, Jack was like saying how much he admired him and thought he was a super cool dude. Now this is all before the comment. So
and how he respected him.
Right.
It was a great story, honestly.
Again, like I said, there's been times on there where things have happened where it just gets to where it's uncomfortable for not only for the people on the show, but for us, the viewer. It's like, okay, that's uncomfortable. I get we have to see it because is a social experience, experiment. There are things that happen. We're around people we don't normally hang around with or whatever it is. But I love the way it was handled. I thought it was perfect.
And a happy ending. So yay.
Yeah, and I just, like I said, Jack was willing to listen. He didn't go, he goes, yeah, I get it. I screwed up. I should, like you said, Christy, right away he knew, oops, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, what was I thinking?
Right, foot and mouth.
Yeah, but we all say stupid things. Well, maybe not me, but I know other people say. I've said.
You've heard that people do.
Why are you both looking at me?
Because, well, I don't want to get into it.
The only thing I will say about it that I would have liked was that Jamal does this perfect explanation of why it is that would be offensive, or to make people, and it's only done in the confessional. And I think he missed an opportunity to tell the rest of the tribe, because it could have been, because I'm sure other people could have related. There's other people of color there, right?
Right.
So it could have been like a whole tribe learning thing or something. But
I was trying to think. I said the only time I think of the do-rag is with Deion Sanders. He would always say it. I thought he said it when he played, and that to me went to sports. I'm like going, I would have said, okay, it's sports related. But when he started, I go, oh yeah, I get it. We don't want to stereotype, stereotypes are the worst thing in the world. And I was just like going,
Jack is probably after that, he's like, buff. Like,
hey, I'll take it at Applebee's. That's all.
Don't worry.
We're never talking again. We go to the immunity challenge, and I thought this was a pretty good one. Elaine gets the advantage, puts it in her pants, and falls out.
Elizabeth told her she was going to help her. She was going to kind of help cover for her. And they didn't really, from the camera angle, didn't really show if Elizabeth was helping, but I'm sure
it looked like they switched places or something.
Kind of blocking her so that they couldn't necessarily see what she was doing or something. I don't know.
But I like how it went in her pants and fell out. And my first thought was, did she see it fell out?
Because she got it stuck in her shirt. Like the shirt was folded over, so she's putting it in, but she's like, it wasn't getting in. The shirt was like, yeah. And then she put it in the front and it stayed.
Again, you don't want to see the other 4 people that you're not really working with yet. You don't want them to see it.
Also, with Lauren sitting out, how she didn't see it happen.
I wondered about that. Did they put it at an angle where they knew the person was sitting out? It would be like a direct line versus like kind of because a side view she would have saw.
Yeah.
But maybe
at least she went back and picked it up. I mean, that was great.
Yeah,
I was like, how are you gonna act nonchalant? You can't like tie your shoe right now. Like, what do you? I don't know. She did a good job.
But I do like those. I do like that people getting idols or advantages that way, opposed to walking around and seeing it on the side of the road.
There's risk for sure. Sorry.
I wrote down for her retrieval of the advantage, Buttercup, more like Butterfingers.
That's good. That's a good one.
Thank you.
But Lyro is it Lyro? I can never say it. Lyro. They're behind. It's 4-1.
Right.
Jamal is chucking the balls up there, and I'm like, hey, give it to Division I Dean. Let Division I Dean make the shots, and Aaron looks like but he kept bouncing. I think what he was doing, he wasn't throwing it high enough, and it was what was the problem is bouncing. It was bouncing too far off to the side, so he didn't have enough slack. But then they come back to win. They're not going to tribal. Only the second time they've won.
I think that that Jamal's strategy was perfect there because they'd all been walking and carrying those things, right? Their arms are already tired. They get up there to start shooting baskets, and who was shooting for the other team right at first?
It was Jamal and Aaron.
Okay, so Aaron starts going, and he starts getting the lower ones first.
Easier ones, yeah.
Right, the easier ones, right? But now he's getting tired because now he's missing. And he has to keep trying to do it harder with more accuracy as he's more fatigued. And Jamal went up there and just chucked the ones up to the top first, right? Used all his energy and got him up there. I don't know. I think that maybe that was the better way to do it.
Well, it proved out because it looked. I mean, we see with editing, it looked like Division I Dean was 2 for 2.
Isn't that there was that one competition on Big Brother where didn't Mickey start from the top?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then worked his way down.
That was the balancing one, right? Where they have to get the ball all the way through. He's like, I'll do the top because then you get faster as you go down.
Right.
Yeah, and he was like 7 behind, but he came back and bang, bang, bang.
Real fast, yeah.
We do have someone in the chat, Sunshine Breeze says, never put an idol in your bra, which I've never done. I will say that. I've never done it. But they do come back. I was kind of happy for them that they came back to win.
Oh, yeah.
Because it also set up the drama of Elaine's, advantage. So it's like okay, we don't have to wait for that. This is going to happen, and we know it's 4-on-4. But Aaron the whole time is going, I'm going to flip. I'm going to flip. And he at what point? I said last night on the JJC podcast, I said, at what point do you say, okay, I don't have to keep playing this game? Because now, if I'm the other three and you've kind of backstabbed me, I'm not going to work with you. Why? Right. When he knew there was an advantage, at what point do you say, okay, there's no need for me to play this. I need to back off.
Right. Maybe he did that. I think maybe what we saw him talking to the guys the other side, maybe that was all just they came to him and he's like, okay, yeah. Oh, for sure. Because you can't say no because then what? All of them are going to point at you to take you out because you didn't want to work with them. And maybe the way that they edited it just led us to believe that he was going to flip, but it was so convincing. I totally thought he was flipping with those guys.
I thought he was going to flip until I saw Jason went out to fist bump him, and he didn't fist bump him.
Yeah.
He kind of just looked at him and kind of put his head down and said, oh, Jason's gone.
Well, he's also he even said it where he's thinking ahead. He's thinking a few votes ahead, and if he doesn't flip and stays with his original tribe, they've got the numbers, and then when they merge, they bring over the other purples that were still there.
Except that they have 5 on the other team and 4 on this one. So they were 9 still. Right. Okay, and you're going to add to that. So you're going to be number 10. There's 9 people ahead of you that they're going to cut you before them. That's not great odds. Not even a little bit. So do you say, well, we got 3 over there and we have our 4 here. If we could do this and work together, maybe we could take off this other time. They have the better option to take each other off with as more evenly balanced 4-4 than the other side is. The other side is goners.
Well, I've been saying this for a while. I think Aaron plays too far ahead at this point.
Right.
You should be okay. I need to stay in the game. That's your goal there is to stay in the game. Second is to get to the merge. After you get to the merge, then you start. I would think you start thinking, all right, how do I win this?
Well, he was thinking ahead, but he wasn't thinking far enough ahead. He was thinking, oh, I'll be solid with them and everyone else in my tribe. But you would be number 10. So he wasn't thinking that, because to me that would be in my brain, that would be a roadblock of, well, maybe that's not a great to stab my team members in the back for 10th.
Yeah, I did find it funny when Tommy said, he goes, Jeff was talking about 4-on-4, and he goes, yeah, you don't want to be that one that's, where you flip and you're known as a flipper. But then he goes, yeah, we want someone else to flip on us. And I go, you just said nobody should flip, but yet you're telling the other 4 people one of them should flip.
Do you think maybe he was a little paranoid thinking one of his 3 would flip? And then
either way, I'm like going, that's just stupid.
I could see that.
And then he caught himself like,
yeah.
I wasn't a good day for Tommy. I thought. I said, I go, you're making a case for me not to flip. I mean, maybe Aaron was. I think Aaron has his mind made up before he got there. But anyway, I just thought that was stupid. But then I said last night, Jeff said, everyone's sitting at home, they're eating donuts, watching Survivor. I'm going to say this right now. I've been watching Survivor from day one. I have never had donuts, and I love donuts. I'll eat donuts morning, noon, and night. I've never had donuts when watching Survivor.
I can't 99.9%. I say I haven't, but to my recollection, neither have I.
Pizza, chips, popcorn, Applebee's. But never once have I said, hey, give me a dozen donuts so I can watch Survivor.
Well, I don't think in that situation, I don't think Jeff was talking about Dunkin' Donuts. I think he's more like the chocolate Edmonds, something that you might have around the house.
Do you think he was doing a product placement? He's getting some like promotion in the backside for.
I get it. Nothing better, because Colleen said she hadn't had an Edmond donut and chocolate in 6 years. I go, I get it. I have Edmond donuts all the time.
It's weird that was his go-to food when he was thinking about sitting at home eating. His first word was donut. It's a little weird.
Pizza,
popcorn,
chips and dip, chips and salsa. There's so many things you could have said. I'm like going, I went donuts.
See, I could even see like popping munchkins, because it's like finger food. But
yeah.
Getting up and sitting down with a whole donut on your plate, no.
Sunshine Breeze says pizza night is my Survivor night. Him or her. Sunshine Breeze. Pizza night.
Yeah, because I know when we were in San Diego, we used to have Survivor night, and we always had pizza. The big New York pizza it was like a huge, the big slice of pizza, big slice of pie.
Whole family getting around, it was a good night.
Yeah, and the kids would love it, and they were young men, and no kids. They had no kids by then, back then. But I just went, Jeff, I don't get it. No wonder your talk show didn't make it because you're out of touch.
What about a Wednesday night with Hungry Howie's?
Well, I had Hungry Howie's tonight.
Oh.
Sunshine Breeze is a her.
Is a her. Fantastic.
Fan-friggin-tastic. But the vote comes down, and then when Elaine pulled out the thing, they're like shocked.
Right. Their reaction was almost like they were like, oh man. No, dude, she's saving you.
But
Missy didn't even seem to like register. She was like, what? What?
The other tribe, why are you so shocked? She went to Island of the Idols. There was not even any talk of splitting the vote.
Maybe that was it. Maybe that's where they were putting it together. Maybe she got that over there, and maybe they were putting it together that, I don't know. Other people have that same thing, and they're trying to think who's been over there.
But you think that, there probably was talk, because the editing has been amazing this season. The last couple of seasons, the editing's been great. Maybe there was talk where they said, hey, what if she has an idol? What if she got an idol over there? We vote for her. She plays the idol.
Somebody did say it when they were sitting around.
Oh, where did
they? Say, she doesn't have an idol, right? And the other one said, no, she doesn't. And you sure? Yeah. Do you remember that? There was a little exchange.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that.
But I can't remember who was saying it. But it was somebody was saying, because they were like, no, she doesn't have one.
I think it was Aaron and somebody.
It probably was Aaron. I asked him. Yeah.
That's
you're right.
That's what they
you are correct, JP. Excuse me, I got a cough. But and then Jason, when Jason got picked, well, why me?
Right.
And he's like, and I get it. Yeah, why me? Because I think he was a good player, and I think he was of the 4 people on that tribe. He was the biggest threat. I think.
Yeah.
Good at challenges. Everything.
I thought that right away, but I think it's because they recognized that he was strategic. That he's probably had lots of smart conversations with people over there.
Right.
People get freaked out by the smart people.
Well, and again, this group of people is playing the game. They're playing they hit the beach running. They're playing the game, and when you have all these people doing strategic moves, you can't help but be paranoid. But it comes down, and I'm going. Please don't be Elaine. Please don't be Elaine. But poor Jason gets voted out. He says, "Don't trust Aaron."
Okay, so he throws that back, which I love, because why not? Why not throw us? So he's throwing that out there, but who's he telling that? Is he warning the rest of his team of, hey, don't trust him again? Or is he warning the other side going, but all he has to say to his people is, yeah, they came to me, but I wasn't going to flip with them, but I'm not telling them that.
Right.
That's an easy cover. Yeah. Why didn't you tell us that they were saying that? No, they all knew there was going to be Elaine, right? They knew that's what they were targeting.
But will they be paranoid? Will the other 3 be paranoid next week about Aaron?
I can't see
why. I see Elaine's pretty smart. I could see Elaine going, so if I hadn't had that advantage, how are you going to vote?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it, but maybe she won't. She might say it in her confessional. Maybe she'll say that she thinks she knows he was gonna flip.
Yeah, it was a fun. Like I said, I was hoping it was going to be Jason. Actually, I kind of like Jason. I could have lived with it being Tommy and Lauren is my pick to go all the way, but she got emotional yesterday and she's kind of crumbling it. I didn't like the way she was saying about Elaine, saying, "Oh, she's not strategic. We don't have to worry about her." She was the one pretty much calling Elaine out. And from what we see, Elaine is on the ball. She's a player, and she's someone, like I said, if Aaron, like I said, Aaron knows he needs to get rid of her. He wants to get rid of her, but it wasn't the right time yesterday to flip on Elaine.
I still think at this point they need to keep their original numbers strong, and when they get to the merge, just try to tip it to their advantage, then worry about eliminating your own.
But yeah, I agree. I thought it was a great episode. Kept my attention the whole time.
Absolutely.
Well, now it comes down to who is our MVP of last night's episode. You want me to go first? I'll go first. I'm going to pick Elaine. She got the advantage. She didn't come back with some harebrained, crazy like Nora type thing. Well, I got to do this. She goes to the person she knows that's been to Island of the Idols, knows it. I still can't believe no one said Sandra and Boston Rob there. I would have said it already. I would have spilled the beans, because I don't want that to come back to haunt, because I think that could come back to haunt you. In the end, if you don't tell people, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you knew this the whole time. You didn't say anything." But I say Elaine, she played a great game. She is a lot smarter than people are giving her credit for, and she does observe what's going on. And she played, she survived. She played it perfectly. So I'm going to give it to Elaine.
I have to agree. I was gonna go with Elaine, and then
sure. Just copy me, JP. Just copy me, JP.
All right. So here I'll preface my strong, notable mention MVP. It's gonna be Jamal. Very forgiving. I like the way he handled the situation.
A lot of class, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If Survivor had that America vote, Jamal would have my vote tonight.
Okay.
Well, right. It's probably the reason he's so forgiving and chill is because he takes a lot of naps, and that probably does help.
He's pacing himself.
Yeah, exactly. He knows when to rest. He's getting well rested. I'm going to say that my MVP for this episode, and maybe not just this episode, it's a season thing going on, is editing. They are smashing it every single week. I don't know. It's a ride every week. You don't know where it's going to go. and they're getting really great clips to put together to create these stories to show these people as real characters. And it was really amazing. Not only the Jamal and Jack stuff today and the way that they edited that whole story arc, which, come on, they didn't. It's awesome. And then the way they did the whole thing for Elaine, for Tribal, they just knocked it out of the park. And I'm so happy with the season. They're killing it. Casting did amazing this season, and editing is closing it out for them. It's great.
Yeah, because going to Elaine, when she had 3 votes, she never blinked.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she's looking around like, well, who voted for me? She just sat there and just great poker face. Would you want to play poker with her, JP?
For money, yes. I can't see Elaine ever having like an angry bone in her body. I think she would.
Next week she's gonna lose it on someone.
Yeah, next week she's gonna kill Jamal or Jack.
She seems like someone who's very earnest and will also just tell you what she's thinking. So maybe she just doesn't let it build till the point that she explodes on people. She doesn't have to get mad at people.
That's true.
She's just always kind of just telling people.
She's the one that's going to come up to you and say, "Honey, you got a booger right here."
Let me pick that out for you. Let me get that. Sunshine Breeze says, I think it's a scourge to tell, except for ones that have already been to Island of the Idols. Unless I was told I can't do it, I would tell people. Because it's been such a big deal about going there, it puts a target on your back. It seems like everybody that goes there becomes a target.
Well, somebody's gone there every single week except last week.
Right.
And they from both sides. So everybody's seen people go, right?
Right.
And maybe they haven't seen any crazy idols played, and they haven't seen a lot of weird stuff going on. And because there really hasn't been. 2 idols already went home in pockets. No one even knew they existed.
Right.
And then, so really, has any idol been played at all? Yes, one. Who was it? Who played it? Sunshine, help us out. Who played that idol?
Yeah, I forget.
Episode 2?
Didn't Jason play his idol?
Yes.
Or no,
right?
He didn't go, but he played a hidden idol.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's somewhere else. Okay, but still, maybe they're looking at, yes, and see, so the only idol that's been played, that person had never been out to Island of the Idols.
I never thought about that, but that could be it.
So maybe they're like, we don't know what's going on over there. Maybe they're just getting a nice meal. They don't really know.
To me, I have no problem lying in the game. I have no problem being a lie. I could lie in the game because that's just the game. And like I said, any game I'm playing to win, and I'll do with that whatever I can. But it's, to me, one of those things where I'm just going to tell the truth because I have nothing to gain by keeping it a secret. I think I have everything to lose by not telling people.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I just think I think when people find out that haven't been there, why don't you just say it? What do you have to hide? You have an idol? Like you said, there has been idols played, and now they're wondering, the people that have been there, do they have idols?
I think probably what we're not seeing also is editing is probably chopping down the explanations that people are giving. Or, there might be some side conversations going on where, Kelly is basically saying, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Something, because even when Nora went, we never saw any follow-up to her misadventure with the challenge.
And for all people to not keep a secret, you think it would be Nora.
Exactly. Well, she could be killing the people who she told.
She's got a shovel. She's just burying the people on the island. And we didn't talk about Boston's Rob's amazing shelter.
Oh,
shelters.
What?
He said it was the mansion of shelters.
And it was.
Yeah, pretty good.
And Sandra snores, I guess.
But those guys are sitting out there, and they got to be feeding them. They're not roughing it like they would if they were playing the game. I can't imagine.
Well, I've asked this question 1,000 times, and I saved it to the end because Jay said it was boring podcasting. If you're sitting around doing nothing, would it kill you to, and I've always said, having a nice shelter next to eating, getting rest as best you can, because you see where the rain comes and it they have miserable nights, and it just hasn't happened here yet. I don't believe. But wouldn't you spend if you have 8 people, let's spend an hour or 2 a day,
right,
making the shelter the best. I mean, obviously you don't have to have 2 stories like Rob.
No,
you could have a better thing than just a slanted roof and some leaves.
Right, and it would be like a trial and error thing, right? So, oh gosh, we had that rain the other day, and it was doing this. Let's fix this part, and maybe they are, but I would do that too, also because you have nothing else to do. So
right.
At least keep your mind occupied, right, while you're doing something.
Now people say, well, you should rest up because the challenge is. I go, yeah, but resting sometimes is not always the best thing because your muscles need to keep moving.
Yeah.
And again, I know you're not eating, so you can't. I wouldn't do it all day long. I wouldn't do it like 9-10 hours a day, but an hour or 2. All right, let me cut some. If I make a wall this way, and tomorrow we make a wall over here, and we keep tightening it down so it doesn't leak and all the different stuff.
And like you say, if you can make it more comfortable so you actually sleep better, you rest better, then that becomes a positive later on. You know, you might use some of your energy now to make it better, but you're going to be rested later. I don't know.
I mean, I can't imagine sleeping on bamboo. I don't think I'd be able to walk if I slept a night on bamboo. There's got to be something you put on there that makes it a little more comfortable than.
I guess for me, I would probably, if they had sometimes they give the blankets as a reward.
Right.
I put one of those on the sand and form the sand out to be kind of. But you never see anyone ever laying on the sand. Is that because of snake stuff?
Well, it could be. Yeah.
Well, Krishna was laying in the sand last week.
That's true.
When she cut herself to the bone.
No, when she was doing that challenge.
Oh.
I don't know. I just think of things. What would I do if I was there and just sitting there for 24 hours a day? I would go crazy. And again, sometimes you have to be aware that you're playing a game the whole time. But I think playing the game the whole time would get to the point where it'd be too much.
You need a mental break from the game.
Right.
Yeah. I think you would start breaking down. You would start breaking down, wouldn't you? Because you can't be all the time.
And I wouldn't be like Nora saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'd say, hey, I'm just going to keep trying to build the shelter and make it just for something to do. Just keep my brain going.
Totally loose and free. If you guys want to help, that's fine. But, hey.
I'm not.
Yeah, Rob basically built a shelter bigger than my condo. So
I said, why has no one ever done that?
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't know.
Next
and
week.
It's funny. He's just trying to keep Sandra happy so she doesn't yell at him or something.
That's probably
I hope they show it next week. He's building the garage,
And that was pretty cool because last week we didn't really get any Rob and Sandra.
Yeah.
And so this week we got not only the stuff that for when they were interacting with Elaine, but we got them just being what they were doing.
Now, a lot of people think that they're not staying that they're probably at Ponderosa's. And I'm pretty sure Wiggler or Mike Bloom said that they're staying, that they're not being.
I mean, they probably have good supplies, don't you think?
Do what?
Don't you think they probably have good supplies?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have all the food they need. They probably got steaks. I mean, they're eating well. Yeah. They're not starving.
They're sleeping out there.
But I think that they are probably sleeping out and roughing it. And we forgot to mention how Sandra was laughing, and Rob had to go shh.
I'm telling you, Sandra is a super big fan of Elaine. She loves her. Super big.
Well, like all of us, we love Elaine.
Yeah. She even said it when she came in. She's like, I love her. Or
I hope she doesn't. But there are enough people, I think, on this show where there's enough people, the characters on this show, where if she got voted out, I'd be disappointed. But I can root for this person now.
Yeah.
Casting has done like you said, Christy. The casting has done a great job.
This was a great show for casting, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember a lot of people after next season.
Yeah.
Because usually after.
Well, because there's always kind of those throwaway people that never really get anything. So you never, not this season. I mean, the only one that was kind of a snoozer for a little bit was Dean, but boy, he came back from that. We know a lot more about Dean now. So.
Dean is on fire. Division I Dean. He's on fire.
I finally got MVP points for Dean in the fantasy league.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got, guys. Anything else?
No.
We appreciate
that was a fantastic line. That's going to live in infamy.
I love that. She just belts them out like it's no problem. But Sunshine Breeze, thanks for joining us again. Again, if you're watching this, you can join us live. I know it's hard today, Halloween and everything going on in the world is tough, but we're gonna be here every Thursday night, usually around 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Yep.
Join
us, have some fun, and just contribute in the chat. That's all I got. I'm out.
All right.
All right, guys, have a good week.
See you next week.